sit down. Are you in class of creativity and design? Huh? Okay, so you're welcome to the class of creativity and design. My name is Oluwole Aboyade. For those of you who are in space, we're at Covenant University here in the class of creativity and design. And today we're going to focus on the topic of that relates to our certification, and also we have certification in this class, and we'll talk more about that. If you have a digital device, a smartphone, iPad, you can record the video of this class for your own archive. You can do voice notes for your own archive. I'm doing the same. And today we're going to move to our topic as soon as possible. Let me just remind this back in time to our topic. So you might want to write this topic down. You might want to jot the topic down because we're going to go through all of these slides today. So our topic today, as you can see right there, we're in the class of creativity and design class by Oluwole Aboyade. Space and portal creation. Space and portal creation. If you're in the class of creativity and design, please come in quick. I just move through that space. You want to sit down. So our topic today is space and portal creation. And under space and portal creation, we are going to talk about aesthetic, what it means, and the meaning of colors for the entrepreneur. As an entrepreneur, we're going to go into that definition as we continue from today on, what it is to be an entrepreneur that has creativity and design in their skills. So the first thing, last week we did history, language, and so on of creativity and design. So today, before you even do anything, you need to create the space to do it. The space to do it is as important as the final product. If you don't create the space, space is also a portal. A website has a portal, right? A school website has a portal. A portal is a space. Your church, your classroom, they are all spaces, they are all portals. And that is why you have the door to make entry and exit. So if you have a business, a shop online or offline, wherever your content is sitting down, wherever you are using as a point of connection to your customer is your portal, is your space. So we are going to learn how to create that portal and that space today. Also, before you can create the space and the portal, you need to understand this creative spirituality that gave birth to all of this creation. And we're going to talk about aesthetic today. And the meaning of aesthetic, we're going to talk about the meaning of colors. And what's the origin of color? Where did color come from? That's why we need the aesthetic. And then the entrepreneur is that individual that can create a product and service to solve both a local problem and a global problem. But for you to use your creativity and design skills to solve both a local problem, a personal problem, or a global problem, you need to create the space to do that. And under space intelligence, we know that there is space for everything. The space to go to church is different from the space to go to the beach. The nightclub is different from the marketplace. Everything has its own space. Your school is not a mosque. Everything has its own space and its own portal. And that is why, even for your business, as an individual, you need to focus on what? Space creation, your portal creation, and then choose the color to brand you, to give you an identity in space, to create your product, to market your services, and so on. So, but how do we do that? So let's get into it. Now, we're going to use Facebook, because Facebook is one of the biggest portals in the world today, along with YouTube, along with what we even call Instagram, WhatsApp, all of that, okay? So now, when we're using Facebook, what we need to focus on Facebook is that Facebook is an intelligent portal, intelligent platform that connects the minds of creators all around the world, from African space to the European space, to the American space, and the Asian space. And you can see that's Facebook right there. Now, when you want to create on Facebook, I have used my own identity, Aboyade Oluwole, and you can see that I go into the menu, and this is the dashboard. Most of you are familiar with it. But here, you will need to do this. Even if you are creating a website, the process is what? It's the same. Even when you are creating a website, the process is what? Is the same. The same thing with creating a page on Facebook. There's no difference. Okay, so now we go to the next thing, and you can see here, once you go into the menu, it will give you create, discover, invite, like. And you can see some of the pages I manage. I manage over 100 pages. But for this case, we're going to go to create. Can you see the word create over there? So when you click on create on Facebook, it will give you access to this. And I want you to pay attention to this very well. A page is no different from the page in the book or a page in what? In the Bible or in another book. A page is a website. Everything you see on the website can be on the page of a book. It's the same thing. And that is why you have face the book. That's create with the book. So we're going to create today. And now listen to this very well. Remember I talked about space? Look at the language of Facebook itself. Mimicking what we said in this class. It says a page is a space. That is Facebook saying that. A page is what? A space. Once you don't create a space, your business will fall. Because you'll be creating in other people's spaces. And you must be mindful of that. The creator of the Bible created space before every other thing. Go read Genesis very well. Okay? So, for us to create the page now, we're going to get started. I say a page is a space where people can publicly connect with your business, personal brand, or organization. Next. 1 second, please. So, okay. So, guys, listen to this very well. So, we are going to get started. Go that way. Go this way. We're going to get started now. And you can see I manage a lot of pages. But we already have 2025, 2026 creativity and design will be the name to do the creation. So what will be the name for our page? The name for our page is going to be 2025/2026 creativity and design class. And you can see here, we've chosen the name. The name now will be typed in. You have to type in your name and there you go. Now, when you choose a name, you have to remember for your business, for your identity on social media, in space or wherever, even in the market space, you must choose something, a name that reflects what your product is, who you are, what you believe, and what you want to market as a value to people. It is very important that we say 2025/2026 creativity and design because that is what you are. We had, before you guys came, we had 2023, 2024, and so on. So that's your section, and that's the way we classify. If somebody else in the universe has this name, Facebook will not assign the name to you. Same thing with your brand. If you say, for example, Oluwole as a product or as a website. If I type Oluwole here, if Oluwole is taken by somebody else in creation, Facebook will say, no, I'm not giving it to you. Because it has been acquired by somebody else. So you must come up with a name that reflects your product and services. And you can see 2025/2026 creativity and design there. And now it says, what category best describes your business? You must let us know what your business is all about. What does it do? And for us, the best platform is to go into the digital format. And then you can type in, and you can see that I started typing Dig, and it gave us digital creator. Digital creator is anybody that is creating anything, both offline and online. It could be you designing a website, an application, making a shoe, anything falls under digital creator, okay? Because you will still have to post your product online. You are still a digital, even if you are selling perfume, even if you are selling food, you are still going to be connecting with people and so on. So you can see we chose digital creator, and you can say you've created your page. What best describe your goals? Now we have to look at, are we promoting a product or a service? Yes. Create content and connect with fans? Yes. But we choose the first one there, and you can see we chose that one there. And here now, it says finish setting your page. Success, you've created this. It has given us that in the whole universe. It will never give anybody that will be gained, only us. And if somebody in the portal of Facebook manipulates this, they shall corrupt all of Facebook forever. That's the way it is. Don't doubt it. Don't doubt it at all. Once somebody goes into that portal to manipulate this, the whole of Facebook is corrupt, and the next thing you just hear is sold. That's the it close Facebook forever. because the images on Facebook does not belong to Facebook. Okay? Now, you can see in our bio, we say Covenant University Creativity and Design class from idea to product services. You have to put an identity of the carrier, and that's because of me. I'm the facilitator and teacher Aboyade Oluwole. And you can see here, it's saying our health, just like your personal health, our page health, because we just started is fair, and we're going to climb the ladder as we go on. And now you can see you put your email, your phone number, you put everything that you have. Are you always open? What are the hours? And so on. And then you create the page, and then you still. Here we have to upload a picture to describe us. But we have a special design in our branding class. We're going to focus on that, and we'll show you how to do that. And you can see here page notification profile. Now you see, because we're answering the questions, it has moved our health to good, from being fair to good. And then it says switching to 2025-2026 creativity and design class. And then here you can do your meta verification so that your Facebook can be a verified special store. Okay? Now also, you can see what's here. That's our certificate for the class, certification for the class. And this is the certificate. This is our logo made from a Java apple. And it's original. I'm going to bring it to class for you guys to see how we do that again. So that's going to be our certificate. And for those of you that will get the certificate, it's not compulsory. It's optional. If you want the certification, it's optional. But we also have that, and that's the page we've created on Facebook. So if you open your Facebook right now and you type this into the search engine, this shall pop up. Okay? And that is you guys. As a matter of fact, you will see you guys there already. You're already there in space. You will see you guys doing your last work in space there already. So you might want to go over there and check it out. That's the new world, and that's the way it is. So if you're in the class to disrupt, remember now, once the video gets to Facebook, it shall never leave that portal. And if you're in the class to disrupt, they will know. That's the truth. So you can't be in this class thinking about disruption. My friend, you can't get away with it. I'm telling you because I know some people are in the class to disrupt. Okay? That's just the way it is. So now you have creativity and design, and that's the certificate. And we also have for best student, best entrepreneurial mind. And then now we're going to move on to the next one. And right now we're going to move to Asseity. I want you to pay attention to this very well. Asseity allows us to see colors, okay? And this is under our color and the meanings of color, okay? Under color and the meaning of color. Now, what is Asseity? Remember, you are in a spiritual ground. Covenant University is not just a university for education. It's also a brand of spirituality. If you don't know that by now, you are knowing it. That is why Covenant University is #1 in the world. If you don't believe that, that's your reality. So, Asseity is a philosophical term that refers to the property by which a being exists of or from itself, indicating self-existence, self-causation, and independence. It is often used in discussions about the nature of God, okay? Emphasizing his absolute self-sufficiency and autonomy. In essence, Asseity denotes the existence of something that has no source outside of itself or that has always existed without creation. What they are telling you here is something that mimics the idea of space. Did you notice that in this classroom we're all seated? Right? Where are we seated? In the classroom. Are you bigger than the classroom? No. That is how Asseity is to all of us. Asseity is self-sustainable. It can create itself by itself. It doesn't need anybody. It doesn't need no language. All of that has been done and accomplished. And I will show you that. As a matter of fact, light became to exist because of Asseity. And that's why I said, let there be light. And there was what? Light. Because of Asseity. And we'll see that here. And you can see some of the people who have, I have worked with him in America. That's Alcis Pro. He's a theologian, one of the big theologians in America. Alcis Pro. Yes, I've worked with him in America. I did the programming for the television stations in America. So that's him right there. He's late now, he has passed on. He's a theologian in America. And you can see the definition of Asseity and how it relates to the Bible in Genesis. Also, we want you to pause and look at this. Light has source in aseity, and you will see why that is important. What's the meaning of color? Color is the visual perception produced by the activation of the different type of cone cells in the eyes caused by what? Light. But light also has a source. You cannot have color without light. And you cannot have light without aseity, because it was given them to buy something. And that is why I took you down to aseity. You might want to deny it, but my friend, that is your reality forever. Forever. There's no question on that. Okay? No argument in all dimensions. So now colors hold significant meaning and symbolism that it can influence emotions, behaviors, and cultural perception. And that is why you see that a lot of people, when they choose a color, the color for Apple, they have their own color. For Amazon, for Facebook, everybody chooses a color. But what is the meaning of those colors they are choosing? So today we are going to go into the meaning of color. And you can see right there, we're going into the meaning of color. And you can see color are not just visual experiences, they carry deep meaning and can invoke various emotional responses. Please go this way. Please go this way and sit down. Here are a summary of some common colors and their associated meanings. So what I'm going to do is give you a visual representation of that. And you can see colors and their meaning. Pay attention to this. Red gives you love, passion, energy, strength, desire, anger. Orange gives you enthusiasm, optimism, warmth, and spontaneity. Yellow gives you happiness, joy, intellect, creativity, and caution. Green, harmony, growth, balance, hope, prosperity, envy, and space. Green also gives you space because it's what? Nature. Okay? Plants. Most 99% of our plants are what? Green in nature. Blue, we talk about water, calmness, relaxation, trust, loyalty, confidence, sadness. Purple, royalty, mystery, creativity, compassion, and wisdom. Pink, compassion, playfulness, kindness, and romance. Brown, comfort, reliability, stability, warmth, and dullness. White, purity, innocence, clarity, goodness, and cleanliness. Gray, wisdom, practicality, safety, boredom, maturity, sadness. Black, power, elegance, prestige, authority, formality, and fear. These are the meaning that is popular in the space today on the internet. But you can also create a meaning out of colors for yourself and for others. Don't put a closure to this. But the only closure you have is that the source of our light is always one from the aseity of the Creator. Okay? Never you doubt that one. And by the way, I will emphasize here, because you are in the spiritual ground here, Covenant University, it is a privilege to be human. Listen to what I'm telling you. It is a privilege, not a right, to be human. You must understand that under creative spirituality, it is a privilege, it is not a right. And let me just say, before humans existed, we had other intelligence that existed. You must know that. If you don't know that, you will be misled, you will be deceived, and at a point in time, it will be too late for you to understand your reality. Okay? Let's go sit down. So, that's our class, and let's just go back and we'll go to the next thing. So, now we did the aseity already, we did the portal for creation. We're not going to move into content creation. Right now, we're going to move into our practical because I think one or two people want to go. You want to go somewhere to do something. You need to do, you did not do the practical last week. So I suggest you stay for this practical. Okay? So what we're going to do is that today we're going to use colors because we've learned about color. We're going to use color to create. Last week was an introduction. And today is going to be individuals that are going to do the same thing, just like we did last week. So this week, we should be able to do it more efficiently and easier. But this time around, we're using colors. And guys, I want you to pay attention today. Anything you do in this class is going towards a design and a product. Okay? Anything you do in this class is going towards that. Some will be selected, some will not be selected. But do your best because it will reflect your name and your design. Okay? It will reflect your name and your design. Are you for the class of creativity and design? So let me quickly introduce to you our certificate. The certificate comes like this. And we have the certification itself for best entrepreneur and best student. That's the 3 certificates for you guys. So at the end of our Omega, you'll be getting that. What's that? Oh.